Hi, my name is Phil Canarelli. Welcome to the Fourth Wall, the Wallcast.
This is the fourth Wallcast.
This is the seventh one, actually. I am with Matt and Frank today, and we are going to tell you what's going on in the world at the Fourth Wall. So I know there's some big news. Frank, what's going on?
So we actually finally scheduled our first celebrity appearances. It's going to be two guys from the AMC's Comic Book Men. They actually, if you ever watch the show, they follow the Secret Stash, which is Kevin Smith's comic book store. They do actually a podcast as well, where Kevin Smith and all the guys that work there. There's four guys in total that work there: Brian Johnson, Walt Flanagan, Mike Zabsik, and Ming Chen. We're actually having two of the main guys, which is Brian Johnson and Walt Flanagan as well. So they're going to be here May 6th. The tickets go as far as it's $20 each. If you want an autograph from Walt and you want a picture with Walt, it's $20. Or for Brian Johnson, if you want an autograph and a picture with Brian, it's $20. Or if you want them both, you could have an autograph from each of them and a picture with each of them for $35. And they're going to be here from 1 to 5 on May 6th, which is the Sunday after Free Comic Book Day.
Perfect. Maybe what if we can get them in on the Wallcast that week?
Oh, true.
That'd be pretty baller. Yeah, they're probably gonna laugh at what we have set up for the Wallcast.
Yeah, right.
But they're like, "This is what you guys are using."
Well, it's gonna be weird. Like we've been obviously binge watching now Comic Book Man.
Well, I started watching it.
I watched it years ago when it first started.
Yeah, I watched it when it first started, and I can literally, we were watching it last night, and there are people bringing in, books and stuff, and somebody brought in, a Walking Dead #1. They sold it for, $95.
Or they had a Rick and Morty #1. They sold it for $45. No, $35. They did a deal for her. They did $35 for Rick and Morty #1. It's like a $600 book right now.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay to come to that, do I?
Yes, you do.
Everyone pays.
You have to pay $60 actually.
Yes, double
for one of them.
Cool. That's huge, man. I know you guys been trying some other people to get in here. And
I'm
stuff like that,
really excited. They obviously have a huge in with this business and this culture, so I'm really interested in what they have, what they think about the store, and I'm really interested to see them meeting all of our customers and our new customers and old customers. I think it's going to be a really fun time. Plus, Walt does do sketches. I'm not sure if he'll do sketches for everyone, but I know he's a very talented artist. They're actually going to supply, we'll have photos here if you don't have anything for them to get signed, or pretty much anything you could think of they'll sign. So, and I know, that weekend for us, so May 4th is our 1-year anniversary. So for that day, we have pretty much sales going on all week, but we have specific sales for May 4th, as well as some other Star Wars related events, cosplay contest. So that'll be really fun on May 4th. And then May 5th is Free Comic Book Day, which we're going to partake in every year, where we'll have all the books that you could want as far as what they put out for Free Comic Book Day, as well as comic deals and comic specials, and also stuff that we have been saving for Free Comic Book Day to pull out of the back room and let everybody see. And then May 6th is going to be the Comic Book Men in the comic book store. So that whole week is very exciting. Weekend because we're going to be doing all sorts of promotions and events, everything throughout the week. Like we do trivia night on Mondays. We might do our Smash tournament a little bit earlier that week, so it doesn't really coincide with the other events.
A million other things that are going on.
So, but there's going to be no other comic book store to visit that weekend for sure. We're going to have pretty much anything and everything you could imagine, comic book related or figure related or Funko Pop related. It's going to be nuts.
Yeah, that whole weekend, you're making comic book week. It's not the comic book day anymore. It's comic book weekend at the Fourth Wall, which I would start promoting it that way. It's comic book weekend. Let everyone know that now, and people will be like, well, they're doing a weekend while every other store is doing a day. That sounds boring. Let's go to their weekend.
Well, and
it's going to be a comic book month.
That's my thing, When I decided to do this and we opened the store and everything finally got off the ground, that was always my idea, my dream of the store was to be, where we needed to be. If you wanted to come, the store. If you wanted to come look at comics, if you wanted to buy comics, if you wanted to trade and sell and buy Funko Pops, autographs, anything under the sun pop culture related, I wanted us to be the go-to store.
Aside from HeroClix.
So, I mean, our store is probably, like I said, our store is probably one of, if not the largest store, definitely within our area. And I mean, we have 3,500 square feet, which no one really has that. And we keep adding stuff to it. I mean, if you haven't been in the store, the store is jam-packed, and there's only more and more and more that we're adding every day.
Since we've opened, it's
the store within the store has at least doubled since we opened.
The store within the store.
The store within the store. And by May, or at least May 4th, the store, we're going to have probably triple what we have in here now. So.
That's very fun.
Always getting bigger, always getting better.
So, with that happening, you had a lot of stuff going on. Go ahead. Do your thing. Do your plugs.
I'm really happy that, we were able to get the Comic Book Men. Those were kind of groups that I was looking at, and hopefully it might lead to other doors. But, we're actually putting it on the event with the Cooperstown. We're putting it on with the Cooperstown Connection and the Gentleman's Corner Barbershop. So they're sponsoring it, and they're bringing him here. They were a big help. So
you can get Kevin Smith here,
dude.
Kevin Smith only does Comic-Cons. Yeah. He doesn't actually do just appearances, but I'm hoping
not yet
a little.
Well, if you get good with these guys, I don't know what you guys are planning. I know how you work, Frank. So it's like, let's bring you to the best restaurants. Let's give you everything we possibly can. Let's find the best hotel. Let's do everything for you guys. I already know you're heading down that road. But this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good weekend. I took the 4th off for you guys so I can come hang out and awesome. I'll probably do whatever you guys need me to do. Yeah, I'm really excited. The nerd culture is just exploding right now. And I'm really more into the gaming culture right now. I've been when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm watching YouTube videos, listening to different gaming podcasts constantly. So, and E3 is right around the corner.
Yeah.
So, like we said, it's so funny because when I was a kid, I got made fun of for doing all this stuff so much, and now these two guys are literally famous for just being part of the community.
Well,
that's amazing.
It's pretty cool because if you ever watch the show, they do talk about that.
Yeah.
Especially Walt. Walt talks about literally being beat up as a kid because he wrote and read comics.
Yeah.
And even people our age. I'm going to be 29 in June. Even when I was a kid. In grade school or high school, you never thought of bringing comic books to school?
Absolutely not.
No.
I remember bringing in a gaming guide. I remember bringing in... a
gaming guide?
What was it? I think I brought in the Banjo-Kazooie...
I probably would have beat you up.
Game guide. I remember getting ripped apart for it.
Are you hating on Banjo-Kazooie
What
right
are
now?
you, gay?
Yes.
You bring your game while this kid's probably going home playing the same exact thing, but doesn't want to act tough because he played sports. So
I can remember talking more about Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid, but comics to me were always especially in the 90s, comics were a weird closeted thing. Nobody really broadcasted or any kind of public knowledge of, this guy likes comics or anything like that. Unless it was always a download thing. You went into some of the older comic book stores. Or, you met your friends there, and they were like, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm looking for some comic books. What do you got for me? You were always,
You're
on
going
the
in
down
an alleyway, and there's some guy with a trench coat that...
I will admit, there are some people that kind of give... the first time when I started getting into comics in this area, I went to a comic book store, and I walked in there, and I walked in and talked to the guy that was behind the counter. I'm like, is this the kind of people that I'm associated with? And I felt really awkward. I will admit.
Now you've grown into one of those people.
I am one of those people. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not scared to talk to people. I'm doing a podcast for one, but I go on stage every other week to perform. So I'm used to doing it now, but it's really there's definitely is a stigma a little bit still, but it's kind of slowly disappearing, which I really like. So
the stigma, I don't think really lies with the industry anymore, because before it felt like an entire industry stigma.
Thank you, Stan Lee.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Stan Lee does have a lot to do with it, but I think the stigma now more exists with the people that are associated with it. And that goes with anything. Look at Rick and Morty, for example. When you think of Rick and Morty fans, you think of that guy that's... Thing. Yeah, exactly. You think of that guy at McDonald's screaming on the counter about Szechuan sauce. But it's with anything, even sports. If you think of a sports fan, you think of a guy screaming in a stadium, losing his mind.
But the thing is, I think it's maybe switching, but I remember when I was a kid, I remember being pushed almost to get into sports and being a fanatic of be a fan, and that just never really grasped me. But when I wanted to talk about Superman, I looked like a complete nutcase. And
I've always fallen like right down the middle. Like
if it's like wrestling and UFC, that's a different. In boxing, I've always been interested in that. So that kind of sports, yes. But I've never liked football or basketball or baseball. I've never been interested in ball sports.
Is that supposed to be like the entendre?
I'm gonna be honest. The sports I like. You don't use anything but your body. That's what I've always been a fan of. So.
Well,
you both sound like
this sounds very like in the closet talk, Phil.
No.
Speaking of comics, closeted.
I mean, I've always fallen down the middle. Like, I like boxing. I don't really like wrestling. I do like UFC, but I like baseball, football, basketball. I do like, the major sports, but comics have always been like my go-to thing.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about major sports, but you didn't mention soccer?
We'll exclude soccer.
Hi, my name is Phil Canarelli. Welcome to the Fourth Podcast. Yeah.
But I mean, it's everybody. To me, everybody collects something. Everybody has a passion for something. Pop culture is the easiest because there's so, like, pop culture literally, like, even when you're talking about sports, pop culture is everything. People come in and they're like, oh, well, I don't really like comic books. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, it's not just comic books. I mean, it's animated movies, it's TV shows, it's movies, it's books, it's novels, it's magazines.
I mean, now more than ever, like, we talk about this constantly with the movies, but, like, it's crazy. Just, like, from the first, I mean, yes, the first Spider-Man, but really what made it boom was, like, the first Iron Man.
Yeah,
like, seeing from the first Iron Man on to now,
they put effort into
like, you can literally go to anyone.
Not much effort.
No, I'm not saying because they put effort.
Like, X-Men Last Stand, they put a lot of effort.
But it was just iconic, more or less. There's so many iconic moments in Iron Man that made it feel less like a superhero movie and more of just like an action movie. And so that got a bunch of people that weren't interested in comics into the scene. Now, they might still not be interested in comics, but they know about the Marvel universe.
And I hate that.
I don't like it either.
I despise it. I'm sorry. These are the same people that picked on me.
I love Black Panther.
All these people that, like hated me because I was different when I was younger are now going to these movies. There's a kid that used to pick on me constantly because I was obsessed with X-Men as a kid. I had the X-Men hat, I had the shirt, and my dad told me, "Sure you want these?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." And I saw that kid in line when I went to go see Black Panther. He was making fun of me constantly, and he went to go see Black Panther.
Did you say anything?
People can change, Phil. People can change.
Yeah, but then that dude needs to come over and be like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry I picked on you. This stuff is awesome." It's never gonna happen.
No, I mean,
he's hypocrite. It's hypocritical.
But see,
I hate it.
Like, I love the fact of how mainstream it is. Obviously, especially for business, it's amazing that it's now so mainstream that you can have somebody that's never read a comic book come into a comic book store. Like, that's amazing. Mm. But in the same breath, the movies are also doing something bad, which is almost misleading people. Because the storylines are completely different. So people come in all the time and they're like, oh, I really want to read Iron Man. And I'm like, okay, here you go. And, like, we show them Iron Man. Well, last month, sorry, Tony Stark's dead. Sorry.
Spoilers! He's in a coma. He's not dead. But no, what I don't like...
Who's this black chick?
Yeah, what I don't like with, as far as the comics versus the movies go...
Is it?
No, it's not. I don't like...
I'm not reading Marvel right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't like the fact that, like, really what happens is, if I'm watching the Marvel movies, and I've only ever seen the Marvel movies, I go into a comic book shop and I want to read Iron Man. Well, okay, the Iron Man comic isn't the same as the movie. Well, why do I care about the comic then? I'm just going to watch the movies. That's where the conversation ends.
They kind of did that, not with the movies, but they did kind of pair everything up with the TV shows. Daredevil is almost right on point with the thing right now, with
comics?
With the Netflix series.
But it's
they matched everything up with Defenders, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Punisher. All that stuff's kind of in line right now.
Oh, you forgot one, Phil.
No, we need to forget about that one.
But that's my point.
Yes, the Night Mother.
Can we talk about
the Night Nurse?
We haven't done this. Did you like Iron Fist?
No. Did anyone?
It's not. First of all, Danny Rand is literally one of my favorite superheroes. I like the new Avengers almost as much, if not more, as the original Avengers.
Like you're saying, new Avengers, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Wolverine,
Spider-Man. I think the Thing is the Thing too.
Maybe.
Yeah, if the Thing was in there.
Yeah. They have to have a big, strong man.
I mean, they have multiple.
Yeah, but like they have to have like someone like equal like.
You guys clearly are not watching the right Avengers because the West Coast Avengers.
Oh yeah,
how could I forget? I love
Alpha
my boy
Flight.
Hawkeye.
You know what? Alpha Flight. But I mean, that's the point.
The Canadian Avengers.
It's like when you look at the Netflix series, like the first season of Daredevil was spectacular.
Spot on.
I mean,
one of the best adaptations of any.
I think the thing that bothers me the most is like Daredevil, the cinematography with the fighting and the choreography with the fighting and everything is.
Well, it was amazing in the first season.
Both seasons.
And the second
season where he's like fighting through the building, like going down the stairs, beating up the. Like that's amazing.
My thing is the final fight scene of the second season of Daredevil.
That wasn't
like you could almost see them wearing wires. Like it was like they literally just like the guy who choreographed all of it just took like the last week off. Am I the only one that sees that?
I kind of understand what you're talking about, but like at the same point, like I think they want you to grab memories from this. For example, the reason I love season 2 was not because of the fight scene, was the hallway scene with Punisher.
Oh, it's spectacular!
Oh my god! Like
Punisher made
chills during that scene. And that's what I remember about it. The ending doesn't matter to me because I know where they were going with it.
Yeah.
With the Defenders. What mattered to me was those scenes. Like the part where when he's up against the tombstone and he has that monologue.
Oh, yeah.
He should get a fucking award for that. That was phenomenal.
The only thing with the Punisher is, at least this Punisher, is I don't like how balls to the wall he is. I get that the Punisher's very, like, explosive, a very aggressive person.
He's a psychopath.
Yes, he is, but he still helps people. In some aspect, in the comics, he still helps people. He's not literally going through the streets murdering people like he is in the Netflix show. Not that I actually mind that. I still like it being different. But it's just my only gripe.
I just don't understand, like, Danny Rand, for instance. Like, again, why do they mess with the continuity and timeline? Like, okay, so we're going to have Danny Rand. He's already Iron Fist, but yet he's first being introduced into his home, New York, but yet he's getting beat up by, like, average street thugs.
Yes.
But then he can only use the Iron Fist once every 24 hours. And then again, he's getting beat up by regular street thugs.
Not to mention, the most aggravating thing about Iron Fist is
how much he cries.
I am the immortal Iron Fist, protector of Kunlun, and just bodied immediately. As soon as he finished that sentence, you think he's like, oh my god, he's going to go and destroy
I don't know
stuff.
if he's saying that, and he's also saying, what am I going to do without Goku?
Yes! Like, I don't know if it's the actor. Like, he just looks like a bitch.
I don't like the actor at all. I saw.
Is it because he's white?
No, he's supposed to be white.
Know, but that
when I saw
whitewashing the Asian character.
I know. I was so angry when I saw that post. I'm like, do you know anything about comics?
My favorite thing was seeing like when Spider-Man: Homecoming came out, and someone was like, there was some review of it that said it was really good, really diverse, but the main character is still a white male. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, how do you exist?
People did the same thing with spoiler, Bucky, when they called him White Wolf.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't really make any sense.
I'm going to say one thing in defense of the person that posted thing about the whole thing with Homecoming. That storyline is pretty much Miles Morales' story.
I don't get why they didn't make it fucking Miles.
Honestly, if they put Miles in instead of Peter, I would have been 100% fine with it.
Like,
I like Miles. Miles is... He's done more lately than Peter's done. Peter's a whiny asshole who's going after Mary Jane. Miles is actually a hero.
Yes.
Like, I love Miles. I thought he would have been
That's
great.
what they did in the movie. They made him discount Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and the whole weird father-son thing, like... First of all, I think, like, between Tony and Peter.
Like I really... Like a parental, father figure.
All right. Do you remember when we were talking a couple of podcasts ago, we talked about the second Wolverine showed up without his yellow spandex, Phil? I lost my mind. That's how I felt during the Civil War. because
let's not talk about Civil War, please.
it was nice to see the fight scene, but the best
It really wasn't.
The best part of the original comics in the Civil War series was at one point Spider-Man jumping on Tony's back. He's like, "Hey, Dad," and then starts fighting Tony. It was one of the best scenes in the whole entire comic, and he's on the. It just didn't happen.
Not to mention, he's on the wrong side. T'Challa's on the wrong side. Mm-hmm. Hawkeye's on the wrong side. But we'll just still throw it out anyway.
I don't think Hawkeye was on Iron
Clint was on
it was on
Tony's side.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah, it switched.
At the time, I think he was. Hawkeye still was kind of like military brain a little bit.
Well, he just wanted to go. He wanted to go whatever way was going to bring him back to his family, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which they kept that idea in the movie, and then they just shit all over it.
I mean, like I understand budget. Like, to me, if you can't do Civil War the right way, don't do it.
Well,
don't do it.
Let's talk about, if we're talking about that, let's look at Infinity War.
But see, the other thing too is that
I want to talk about that.
The other thing too is I don't need to constantly see team movies. Like, I'm excited for Deadpool 2, but I could care less about X-Force.
Yes.
I could absolutely care less.
Yeah. How do you not want to see Terry Crews?
Because they wasted him. They wasted Terry Crews. They did. They made him be like some kind of weird bee mutant,
That's what the X-Force is!
Yes, but that's why. But that's what I'm saying.
X-Force is just a bunch of weird bee.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
where's Strong Guy?
Oh yeah, how could I forget? You know what Strong Guy is? The
I know. I really wanted to see
relevance.
I really wanted to see Morph in X-Men.
Oh God.
I really wanted to see that.
Honestly, there were people complaining about that in the original X-Men. Seriously, they were pretty much saying that they were pissed because the X-Men movies weren't like dedicated to exactly how the X-Men animated series was. Which I had a few gripes about it myself, but Morph was created for the cartoon. You know what I mean? And if that's like. I guess in some cases, like Harley Quinn is now.
How about Cypher, the gayest X-Man?
I just have to say, literally, that I think it's crazy that people actually cared about Morph. Like,
it was,
but didn't care about their portrayal of Dark Phoenix.
Oh,
terrible!
Oh, that wasn't Dark Phoenix. That was a waste of time.
I love you. Terrible. Terrible.
All right. Well, we were on the subject of Infinity War. I'd like to talk about this for a second.
Yeah.
After they kill Thanos,
I mean, that's probably not going to happen.
Or they defeat probably Thanos. Is going to happen because they're going to kill Thanos.
What do you think the next step is?
Reboot,
bankruptcy, hopefully.
That's the next step.
I mean, the next step is it's got to be either Galactus, because I think what they're going to do, I think they're going to try to set up Galactus as Thanos. So they're going to do another 7 or 8 movies with the Fantastic Four and the X-Men and the Avengers, and then leading up to Galactus. Or, I mean, I don't think they'll do any. I don't think they're ever going to do Kang.
Absolutely not.
No.
Oh my God! Don't get me wrong. Kang's a great villain
I was
too.
Gonna say that's what the first Avengers movie should have been, was Kang the Conqueror. I think. Rather than Loki.
Like, who else did they have? Like, they already did wasted Apocalypse.
Literally wasted.
Like, Thanos.
No, I mean, there is a lot of them.
The biggest villain that they really need to concentrate is Doctor Doom, but we don't... let's just not talk about that for a second.
Let's not talk about Fantastic Four.
Oh.
Well, I mean, they are rebooting it.
Like, I would love to... Like, I think Galactus makes sense. What heroes do you want to see introduced that haven't been introduced or have been done wrong and you want them to come back?
What, heroes?
Like, obviously we have like pretty much some of the Spider-Man
Quicksilver
villains. You want Quicksilver back?
Yeah. I actually like
Pietro a shit.
I think it's stupid that they just murdered him for no reason. I know the reason why, but still.
I mean, that's kind of, I don't know, a character that is not on TV and has not been in the movies that we would like to see.
I like the portrayal of Doc Ock.
But I would like to see him come back. I would like another Doc Ock. I'd like to see, honestly, I would like to see another Green Goblin.
What?
Not a terrible Green Goblin.
A third Green Goblin, here we go.
No, you know what? I do like Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, 100%. I see your
James
man
Franco
of science.
was terrible.
Let's not talk about that.
And it's not the fact that James Franco was terrible. He played the part terrible. That's not it. It's just the mere fact of the story and the way that they're doing it is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
or the way that they did it was terrible. But, like, I mean, Venom's obviously coming to fruition. I'd love to see Carnage. I would love to see Carnage.
I totally forgot they were doing that. That actually could
forget about it.
I was going to say, I heard something the other day saying that it's not, Carnage isn't in it at all.
They did say that Tom Holland's going to make an appearance.
Which, I don't understand how.
But I think he's going to make an appearance as Peter.
Mm-hmm. I think that's good. I think they need to do that, to be honest. What else is there that we're not thinking? Doctor Doom is like one. Red Skull, I would love to see him come back somehow.
I wish they never killed him.
I wish that they would reveal that he's working with Thanos. That I would love.
Because, they have Zemo still, which...
That's terrible.
I don't want.
You mean make-believe Zemo?
Yeah, definitely make-believe. That's not Zemo, the one we're used to. But there's definitely a lot of potential with, like... What do they call the Masters of Evil? Is what they call their Legion of Doom in Marvel?
It's the Cabal.
The Cabal. Because there's that...
I would love to see... Dracula. Love. Dracula is
Morbius,
spectacular.
Mephisto.
Oh, I didn't even think about those. Yeah, you know what?
The fact that Mephisto hasn't appeared in a Spider-Man movie...
I would like to see...
You could renew your vows so easily.
I want to see...
One Moment in Time,
I want to see Kraven. I always love Kraven.
I mean, I don't at all, but I do like him. I like his storyline. I don't like him as a character. I don't know.
Like, I would love there to be a movie where you think Kraven's the villain the whole entire time because he's going after Spidey, and in the end, like, they team up to beat a bad guy. I think that'd be a great Spider-Man movie.
They team up to beat Rhino in the mecha suit.
Oh, God. The Russian Rhino in the mecha suit.
Paul Giamatti. Thank you, Paul Giamatti. Thank you.
MODOK. And what does that stand for, Matt?
I honestly don't know.
Machine only designed. Machine only designed only for killing? No. What is it again?
I think it's something like that.
What does SHIELD stand for?
Strategic.
I know this, but I want to see it.
Homeland.
Yeah.
International. International, yeah. Strategic, Homeland, International. Oh, what's E?
Something defense.
No, you look up.
Strategic.
I'll look up. Yeah.
Strategic, Homeland, International.
I don't think it's international. To be completely
honest. Intervention.
Honest.
Strategic, Homeland.
My phone.
Intervention.
You're just gonna keep rambling that to yourself.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna figure this out. Supreme Headquarters, International Espionage, Law Enforcement Division.
That's not it.
Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division.
There you go.
There, so I was right. So suck it.
There's a lot of acronyms in comics. Oh my lord! I think that's gonna be our fourth wall round tomorrow.
What is?
Oh wow. Okay, so there's 3 different versions. There's mental, mobile, or mechanized organism designed only for killing. So we weren't far off. It's just not really what it is.
What if there's any DC acronyms I can think of?
DC.
Yeah. What does DC mean? People probably don't know that. That's actually a good one by itself.
There's a million different.
Just Detective Comics. It's funny because DC Comics is Detective Comics, and no one really knows that. I feel like that's kind of like a slap in the face to Superman, because Action Comics kind of really pushed the way, but they went with Batman's thing.
Batman was always more popular, though.
Was he?
I don't know if that's why.
When he first released, Detective Comics was huge. Plus, I'm pretty sure Detective Comics is as old, if not. No, it's a couple. I think it's like a couple months younger than Action Comics is. Because the original Detective Comics obviously didn't have Superman or didn't have Batman, but it was still around the same time.
With that, there's also we just talked about
GPD.
Gotham Police, but that's too easy. We were just talking about Deadpool. That's coming out soon. You guys excited to see that? Yeah. I'm gonna go see it.
I mean,
I think Domino looks awesome in that movie.
I love Afro Domino.
I love her. I think she looks great.
I am excited to see it, but again, I don't care about X-Force. Like, I'm sure it'll be cool, but why does everybody need a team in these? Like, they went from, like, copying, like, everything was, like, the same copy-paste Iron Man from from 2008 to now they're just copy and pasting the first Avengers. Like,
I know he's gonna make fun of it, right?
Well, yeah, but
that's
still,
part of the reason why we want to see it. It's like, all right, we're just gonna just rip off every comic book movie in the last 15 years.
But still, I mean, I don't think Deadpool. I don't think needed that. Like that to me. Deadpool. The movies of Deadpool were the movies that he did not ever need. They didn't ever need to bring in a team. They could have done team ups. Or they had it perfect with the team-ups, like with the X-Men, or like, I mean, I kind of understand. I wish they had done more or less a team-up with Cable against maybe Mr. Sinister or somebody like that.
Well, what should have done is that it should have been Cable versus Deadpool, and then they team up.
Yes.
Very much like what you were talking about with Kraven and Spider-Man.
Not they're trying to save
some thing that's what's gonna
gigantic
happen.
Kid that looks like a Twinkie.
There's a
with
huge
superpowers.
theory that Juggernaut's going to be
great
in this movie. And he's supposed to be like Colossus.
Only if he can say, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch."
Yeah, only
That's
if
my
he
only
can say.
stipulation.
And Deadpool's just going to be like, and here's the cliche line that everyone was expecting.
I think he'd be calling him Vin.
There was this hilarious post somewhere that someone wrote about the Avengers Infinity War, that they just want Deadpool to be in the background at one point. They're just like microwaving something and just not talking to anyone, just wave to the guys and leave. Just one part of the movie, not do anything else because of the crossover. And also, Cable is Thanos.
Yeah,
which is like huge. Like,
that's
what
I really don't like the fact that they used Josh Brolin.
I don't like the design.
Like,
for this
they
Cable,
wanted to use the guy that
Thanos.
should have gotten it was. Do you remember? Like, you've seen Avatar, right?
Yeah.
So you know the main like villain of Avatar?
Yes.
Him. They were going to use him.
He would have been perfect.
Yeah.
He would have been perfect for Cable too.
No, that's what they were going to use him.
Oh,
for
I thought you were
Cable.
talking about Thanos.
No, I don't mind Josh Brolin as
they were gonna use
Thanos.
someone else for Thanos. I can't remember who it was.
I don't mind Josh Brolin as Thanos.
I saw a lot of people like going for Ron Perlman for Thanos, and like that.
That would've been
I
awesome.
would have been all right.
Ron Perlman, if he was younger, maybe even now, could have played
CGI
Cable.
and everything.
He could have played Cable. He would have been awesome as
That actually
Cable.
would have been a great Cable. Yeah.
But let's just keep using the same actors over and over and over and over again.
You guys are not that excited. I'm excited to see the Infinity War. I know you're not with Marvel. I do want to see it.
I want to see it.
Yeah,
I'm just
I was
like,
say, it's not that I'm not excited to see it. It's
No,
just
my
I'm
excitement's
extremely worried because I don't think they're gonna be able to pull it off.
No, because you know what? This is the first Marvel movie that I can say I'm going into it as just seeing it as a movie. Like, I know it's not going to follow a storyline. I know it has nothing to do with comics.
That's how I went into Thor Ragnarok, and I was still extremely disappointed.
No, I'd see Thor Ragnarok. To me, I went in wanting to see Beta Ray Bill, wanting to actually see Ragnarok, not whatever the hell they did.
And the thing is, it's considered one of the best Marvel movies right now because of how comedic it was.
Because people are idiots.
Well, from my standpoint, I enjoyed
Black
it
Panther,
for the comedy. For a comic book movie, no.
Black
it was
Panther
funny. That was it.
Black Panther was 100 times better than Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, because it was a comic book movie. That's why, because it actually was a comic book movie.
Well,
Thor was a comedy.
True, but
that's the
but there was no reason to make, like, everyone wants to see Planet Hulk. Everyone wants to see World War Hulk. They've already said they're not doing it because they're afraid to budget it. Okay, fine, but don't like weirdly combine Thor with Hulk into like some kind of buddy cop Ragnarok wannabe film. Like, I don't understand. And that's the other thing too. I don't like, even with Star Wars, like, there's some things that they do that, why do it? Why do it? Like, is it just to take a shot in the dark and hope that people like it?
Yeah, did you see the whole theory about like where the soul stone is? Like, apparently there's a huge idea that all of the Infinity Stones spell out Thanos. Like, their location spells out Thanos. So the idea is that, like, the T stands for Tesseract, the N stands for Necklace, which is supposed to be the Eye of Agamotto.
Nope, don't believe this theory at all.
Well, the only reason why I believe it is because the only one, like, with that, like, in mind, the only one that isn't, like, solved is H. Which the idea is that it's supposed to stand for him, which is what Adam Warlock's originally named. Which, if Adam Warlock does not appear in this movie, I'm getting up and leaving the theater.
Confirmed him.
Okay, then I'm not going to see the movie.
Someone's already confirmed him.
Wait, confirm that he's in or out?
Adam Warlock's going to make some type of appearance. I almost...
Oh, he'll be in the ending credit scenes. Maybe there'll be 17 ending credit scenes like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
So what do you guys think with the new licensing? Do you think you see anything in Part 1?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You think we're
something, not anything heavy, but yeah, they got to market it, they got to build it up.
What?
I don't think we're going to see anything in Part 1. I think it's going to lead to a big war, and he's going to use the reality gem, and then in Part 2...
There is no Part 2.
No, there is another
Infinity War Part 1.
No, there's not.
There's another Infinity movie. Yes. It's called like Infinity or something like that. Yeah, there's one more movie after this.
No, they said...
There's one more movie after this, and then it goes to Phase 4.
10 years later.
Which is terrible. I just really hope we see Jane Foster as Thor.
Die. That's all I have to say.
I'm going to be honest.
I don't want to see that.
I didn't read it.
Not good.
But it got a lot of good reviews.
The last story of, like, the death of Jane Thor.
It should be
Jane
back in a month
Foster.
and a half, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, it's back to Odin's son. So at least
does he have it yet?
He is going to.
It's
not been shown.
I know that he gets his eye back.
I know.
Okay, well,
in the movie or in the comics?
In the movie.
In the comics,
I mean, the comics
I know he's still unworthy Thor right now.
Yes,
right?
not for
which
long.
we still don't know why he's no longer unworthy either. Because that Nick Fury said something to him, and he's
Because
like,
Hela broke the hammer.
Yeah,
that's in the movies, right?
But the
that's all that matters,
Phil. Who do you think? What are you expecting then? Like, who do you think is going to show up
in the Infinity War movie?
Yeah,
I think they're going to
the license they got where they have.
They're going to do something. I guarantee.
Who do they win?
Wolverine. Well, they have the X-Men. They have the Fantastic Four now. They have a lot of obscure things too. They have aliens now. Like Disney owns Aliens and Predator. I think. Yeah.
Marvel decides not to split Avengers Infinity War into two movies. Marvel has made a small but important change to its film schedule. It's still planning to release Avengers films in 2018-2019, but they'll no longer be two parts of the same story.
It's not. Phil, what did I say, Phil?
I don't remember.
But it's not continuing Infinity
War
at all.
Do you want me to go back and listen to it?
No.
Yeah.
No, but it's going to have something. I'm not saying it's a direct continuation. I'm just saying it's like something about Infinity.
I'm sure we'll piggyback
I'm
a little
sure
bit
it's going
off
to be
of it.
Infinity Wars for the next 20 movies because that's what the comics are doing. And I don't care about the Infinity Stones anymore. I'm over Thanos. I'm
not over
You
Thanos
broke up
because-
long ago.
Yes.
It was a nasty breakup.
I want to
Moved
see.
on.
Well, I want to see new heroes. I want to see a new storyline.
Do you think the Magus is going to make an appearance?
Yeah, I really hope that MODOK does.
What do you
I
think
really
about
do.
the theory of the young X-Men
No.
being put like James McAvoy? Is it James McAvoy?
Yes.
James McAvoy and I forget his name, but I love him. The guy who plays
Michael
Magneto.
Fassbender.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender.
That like in all the characters in them being put in to the current.
Michael Fenderbender.
Or do you think they're going to put those characters in, or are they just going to go brand new?
I think they're going to go all brand new.
They
I
have
think that
to.
definitely within the next two movies before Phase 4, I believe that you're going to see a lot of changes in the character roster.
Yeah, it's going to be completely different.
Absolutely.
I really like the idea because
I don't.
here's the thing: they can still keep going because they already are still working on the Rise of the Phoenix or whatever it is, which is going to be garbage.
Let's not talk terrible.
This is another one I think where I beat you guys. But I think it's they have the opportunity now because there's a lot of fan favorites of actors that they want to come back. They just can't do it because they're pigeonholed a little bit.
The New Mutants movie that's coming out?
I'm actually kind of interested in that. Only it's got Arya Stark in it.
I can't wait to see Mrs. Sinister. Yep. The fan favorite Mrs. Sinister because we can't have Mr. Sinister for some fucking reason.
What?
It's Mrs. Sinister, not Mr. Sinister.
In the movie?
In the movie.
As long as she's hot.
I think Mrs. Sinister does exist.
Yeah, she does.
In the
No,
comic
she
book.
does, but I don't get why it's Mrs. Sinister. I literally, truly do not understand.
I just want to see something fresh. Like Deadpool to me was fresh and new, and now he has a team. It's the same thing like the Avengers. I think it'll be different, but it's very cookie cutter to me. Like all the movies to me have been very cookie cutter, and that's one of the reasons why I'm excited for DC and the Justice League and the Warner Brothers movies is because they didn't copy anybody. They just literally just, yeah, here you go. Here's a team. Fuck you. Literally. Like, if you didn't read comic books, you were lost in the DC movies. That's the way I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have some interest in comics, in the actual characters, some stock in it, not just randomly like, okay, yeah, so Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Iron Man, and they're going to literally spoon feed me a completely different story. Not saying that Iron Man was, but like Spider-Man or whatever the case.
I mean, Iron Man technically still was not like completely different, but like.
The reason it did so well, I don't even think it was because of the movie. I think it was because of Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, absolutely.
He's one of the best
actors
in comic books.
The dude, I can't think of his real name.
Obadiah?
Who played Obadiah, I can't think of his real name now.
Oh my god, yeah, he's in everything.
Dude.
Yeah, he was spectacular.
That's
Jeff
like
somebody. It's Jeff somebody.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
He's great. I love him.
Yeah, he was spectacular.
He literally does play in everything. Like, it's crazy how much he's in.
Well, it's like, I didn't even really dislike the new Tron movie.
I don't think the Tron was okay.
Like, it was okay. I mean,
I'm sick of... I can't think of who plays... Yeah, whoever played...
Taylor Kish.
Yeah. I'm really sick of seeing him in every goddamn single sci-fi movie I watch.
And then never again. He'll be one and done, like Gambit.
Oh, God.
I don't think that was the same guy. No, Taylor Kish is Gambit. Tron is a different guy. Tron is the kid from Four Brothers.
Yeah. You know what they should have? They should have just not done Gambit. Like, they took probably... if it came to fan favorites, they like out of X-Men, they did Nightcrawler pretty well. I'll give him credit for. I think what they could have butchered him badly. They did him pretty well, especially with his BAMF thing. That looked cool.
BAMF.
Hugh Jackman did Wolverine pretty well.
Oh yeah. 100%.
And when it comes to the rest of the X-Men, probably the next favorite X-Men besides the females for guys. Storm. I think, regardless of the whole thing with Halle Berry,
terrible.
I like the new girl. I think she has a lot of potential. But they butchered Gambit. Gambit is such a fan favorite, and he didn't have the Cajun accent. He looked like a pansy.
Yes, he did.
That was not a real Cajun accent.
You heard a Cajun accent before?
Yeah, well, I understand, but I don't think they did. I mean, they didn't butcher Gambit.
Yeah, they didn't murder him.
I thought that looked horrible.
Like they originally did.
For some reason, he has a plane.
He won in a card game. What do you mean? That they didn't butcher Gambit.
I wish you guys could see my face right now.
They didn't butcher Gambit. If you want to talk about them butchering a character, name Beast. How about Beast?
Deadpool.
Beast, Kelsey Grammer, or Deadpool in Wolverine Origins.
That
or
was
just
the
let's
worst
talk about
butcher.
Wolverine Origins.
That movie doesn't exist. Let's move
Yes.
on.
Walk until your feet bleed.
And apparently, like,
I felt that pain in my mind watching it.
I went to go see that movie with my girlfriend at the time and 3 friends. They all wanted to go see it.
I'm so sorry.
And I remember walking out of the movie theater, it's like, they're like, what was wrong with it? And I'm like, I don't have time tonight to explain what's wrong with this movie. I was so angry. I've never been so upset with a movie with X-Men Origins. First Class was another one that got me kind of up in arms.
Why?
Havoc. That irritated me.
The age thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, why with the time? Like, even Warner Brothers even did it with Batman. Like, why make Batman old and everyone else young? Like, I don't understand why they're doing it.
I've had this argument with Larry so many times about Batman versus Superman. It's
like, is it because they're trying to go with like a safe bet actor? Is that why they couldn't find a good actor who was young enough to play young Bruce Wayne? So they went with Ben Affleck, who they thought could play a good one, but he's older.
And then became an alcoholic.
I don't like that either. Like, the whole thing that people always talk about.
Batfleck is better than Christian Bale.
I'm gonna say yes to that, but the thing is, I don't understand why people are so in love with Affleck. I can't.
Because his portrayal of Bruce Wayne has been better than any other portrayal of Bruce Wayne.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton is good, yes, but it's not. It's
you wanna get nuts?
It's old now.
Doesn't matter. He still did it great.
So do you take Jack Nicholson over Heath Ledger?
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
I mean, I personally...
The best Joker is Mark Hamill.
I personally... Those movies were good for their time. Batman Begins and all that. I enjoy watching those movies. But those movies... Like, I'm going to make a superhero movie. Think about this. strike all these movies from your memory. And I came to you and said, you read comics, I read comics. I said, you know what? You know what would be a really great idea? I'm going to make a Batman film, but I'm going to make it as realistic as possible. What does that sound like to you?
I do understand that to you, and to me it blows my mind they did that.
Like, I'm going to put Batman in a Rock'em Sock'em robot outfit, where he can't turn his neck or bend his elbows or bend his knees.
And then everyone's going to hail that as the greatest incarnation of Batman.
And then I'm going to make him sound like he just deep-throated Mandingo.
Oh my god.
My thing with Affleck, one, and it's not even Affleck, it's just the way they made the Batman in the movie.
I don't like that he kills. I don't like that.
And I don't even know if he's killed, because every time he kills, it's during a dream sequence or whatever.
I mean, he literally lights that dude on fire to save her.
That is true, but there's that. He brands people. I'm sorry, that is not
great. I love
Batman.
That.
No, that is not Batman. I've been reading his comics since I was a kid. I watched the animated series, and also just the way he looks. Everyone's Larry always says that's the Batman animated series Batman we all been waiting for. I'm like, and
that looks nothing like the Batman.
That's right. Go talk to Larry about this next time he's on. Let's have this debate about Batman versus Superman, because he will lose his mind. He thinks it's the best Batman portrayal ever. He's in love with him.
Batfleck?
Yeah.
I mean, I still very much enjoy Michael Keaton, but out of the new Batman, like, nobody holds a candle to Batfleck. No one.
Also, the thing of him being that jacked. Like, trying to make him seem that jacked, I don't like.
Why?
Because Batman is stealthy, and I can't see Affleck with the freaking steroid-inducing muscles he has doing any of that.
Keep that thought in mind, Phil, please.
If you bring me over the Dark Knight Returns Batman, I got that debate ready to go.
I'm not bringing Dark Knight Returns.
Oh my god, Matt just ran to go get a collectible, which you can purchase right now at the fourth wall, and I'll tell you exactly how much.
Tell me that he is not jacked. Batman.
What is it?
I get that Batman's very stealthy. He's very methodical.
Can I see it,
Batman's
Phil?
strongest part of him is his mind.
That is 100% totally fine. But Batfleck looks also like a piece of toast. So because
he's still a normal human being. He's not a comic book character.
Frank just said 2 seconds ago he doesn't want things to be realistic.
No, but that's a false argument. With Batfleck, to me, the reason why I like him is because he portrays when he fights, when he moves, he's Batman.
Yes, but the other parts of it I don't.
Christian Bale looking like a fucking wacky waving arm flailing tube man. No thanks.
I never said Christian Bale. I liked him. Calm down. I will say Heath Ledger killed it.
Oh, 100%.
Honestly,
that goes without saying.
Everybody loves Heath Ledger, and I did like his portrayal.
Mark Hamill.
But I would like Mark Hamill. I do like. Well, I like Mark Hamill voice acting for him. It's just the same thing as I like.
If they ever do,
Kevin Conroy as Batman, voicing Batman more than anyone.
If they ever get the opportunity to do, what's it called? I saw the Dark Knight Returns. If they can put
the actual Dark Knight Returns,
the from the comic, like with old man Batman, and if they could somehow get Mark Hamill to play the Joker somehow, dude, I would be so happy.
Well, that's the same thing as my movie idea. I want Batman Beyond only because I want Michael Keaton as old Batman, old Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton.
That'd be great. That'd be perfect. Keaton would be. Oh my god, that'd be phenomenal.
He's got the perfect age for it now.
They could cast Nero over here
as Ace.
As Ace.
Ace is a Great Dane, actually.
I know.
Yeah.
Depending on
what do you think of
a couple different dogs.
Currently, you're not reading Batman Beyond right now, are you?
No. I've been wanting to. I've heard it's really good.
It's good so far, but there's a lot of right now, Batman Beyond is essentially getting a Robin. You remember Max from Batman Beyond? His brother's now going to be taking up the mantle as Robin, which I'm all right with that. I kind of assumed that was going to happen back when the series was going on, so I was kind of okay with that. There's a new Batgirl, and
yes,
everyone loves a female Bat person.
But plain and simple, the Bruce is exactly how you remember him from the cartoon, which is perfect. Like everything he says is just like
salty.
You can hear Conroy's voice when he's speaking. It's phenomenal. I love it. So
yeah, I always loved how angry Bruce was constantly.
I just liked how he just didn't care.
My favorite,
he really didn't give a shit. No. And he made it extremely clear to everyone that he did not care.
My favorite, thing with Batman, especially like the animated series and beyond, is the episode where it's they go to like the JLA, or like the JLA comes to the future and everything, and like it's Batman meeting himself, like old Bruce Wayne.
Oh my God, I love that.
And they're interrogating.
I didn't think I'd live that long.
His name. Yeah. He's like, that's not how you interrogate someone. And old Bruce Wayne comes over, this is how you interrogate someone. And then it just cuts to black. You just hear him screaming. That's amazing.
One of my favorite episodes of Batman Beyond was all like sound is gone, some technology or whatever, and Bruce goes into high definition explanation of why everything's happening, and then Terry's just like, huh? Because the only way you can communicate is through typing. I also love is it what's his name? Wilfred Freddy? Eric from Boy Meets World. I forget his name.
Yes.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. He does.
Sure. I have no idea what you're talking about.
He plays the voice of Terry. He also has done Nightwing and a few of the other Robins a few times. My favorite Nightwing portrayal so far is actually Neil Patrick Harris from Under the Red Hood. I thought his voice actually matched up.
I didn't know he did that, actually.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I was listening. I'm like, that sounds familiar, because I was on like a.
And then you just hear him say "legendary."
Yeah, the Under the Red Hood, the animated. Like, I heard that, and I'm like, that's Neil Patrick Harris. I'm like, I really like this.
I mean, that's for DC wise. Like, rather than the Justice League, I would have rather seen stuff like that.
The animated series are always good. Like, I've never seen.
No, I'm not saying animated, but like an obscure story.
You mean like the DC animated universe?
Yeah, I would rather
those
see
are
that,
always good.
But I would have rather seen that live instead of them jumping right into Justice League.
Why is there no Infinite or Crisis on Infinite Earths movie?
They did Crisis on Two Earths.
Yes, I know they're terrible.
Crisis on Two Earths was not terrible.
I liked it because of one reason.
Owlman was good. James Woods.
The last part of Owlman, I couldn't stand the voice acting with Batman. The fact that
I didn't like that.
Baldwin did his voice. I was like,
we need to tell you about.
But I really liked the story. Wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed the story of how they did it. It has nothing to do with any storyline ever. Like, it's not even remotely close to any of the Infinite Earths. But I really liked.
Because it doesn't have to do with Infinite Earths.
Yeah, I like how they portrayed Deadpool, Deathstroke in that movie. Him being the president.
Yeah, the president.
I thought that was pretty clever.
Have you read the comic? The thing I like about the animated movies, like for DC, is I can literally watch that animated movie and read the comic. There's no difference. Like when I watched the animated Flashpoint before I read the book, and I'm like, well, it's finally time I read the book. I'm sure there's some stuff that they missed or something that's different. I read it and I'm like, wow, this is pretty much exactly the same. The only difference...
I think that Flashpoint is probably one of the best, if not the best, cinematic animated movie.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to see that.
Out of graphics and everything altogether, yeah. I still think Under the Red Hood is the best movie.
I do like that.
I love it. I still get chills when I see that final scene.
I still haven't finished Gotham by Gaslight.
It was alright. I enjoyed it.
I want to watch that.
While we're on the subject we talked about earlier, when are you guys going to go see Infinity War?
I'm supposed to be going to see it opening night, I think. I don't get tickets, though.
Do you guys... When is it coming?
It's sold out for opening night.
Is it really? Yes. Already?
How about we try to go see that like on a Sunday during the day?
Yeah, we'll go see it.
And then we do the review that day.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun thing.
I would love to shit all over that movie, Phil.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm fine with it. Maybe you'll actually enjoy, like...
Doubt it!
About 3 minutes of it.
Press X to doubt.
But I think we're going to be closing up now. So that was a fun day. We got to get our aggression out about Batfleck. And we have some cool stuff going on the fourth wall coming up. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, as always, Matt, where can people find you?
In the Void.
In the Void?
Yeah.
You can find him on Twitch and Tesla's Only Pigeon. Frank, where people can find you? Really?
Up in the air.
Up in the air. All right. You can find Frank here.
Cloud9.
And my name's Phil Canarelli. You can find me on...
Philip J.
Canarelli.
Yep.
You can find me on Twitter at Phil, of course. And you can find me on Facebook.
Make sure to check out our Facebook, keep live all our upcoming events, including the signings and celebrity appearances.
If you come to the store, make sure you put your email in our POS system, so that way you can stay up to date with all the news, because we're going to be sending out a lot of different email newsletters, stuff like that, for sales, for events.
Yeah, Smash, and don't forget trivia every Monday at the fourth wall. Don't miss out. Now, all of us are going to do a three-way match in Smash and kill each other. Have a great day, guys.
Piece of garbage, Frankie.
Ay, caramba.